What's up, speeders? Welcome back to Speed3 TV. I'm Hafiz, and this is the Bentley Bentayga. This is Bentley's idea of an SUV. Introduced in 2015, the Bentayga is still going strong today after a facelift in 2020. As you probably know, the Bentayga shares its platform with the Audi Q7, the Porsche Cayenne, and the Lamborghini Urus. But has Bentley done enough in differentiating the Bentayga from its siblings? Is it worth the money? Well, let's find out, starting with the driving experience. This has a 4-liter V8 with 550 horsepower, 770 Newton meters torque. Now, the V8 is the only power unit you can get today alongside a V6 hybrid, but I think that's only for certain markets. The W12 is no longer available, and there used to be a V8 diesel as well, but that's no longer available as well. So today we have a V8, again 550 horsepower, 770 Newton meters of torque, but it is a heavy car, 2.5 tons, 2.4, but let's see how that feels. Let's see if the power is enough to offset the weight. So we have several driving modes. Let's put it in sport. No launch control. It is an automatic, not a dual clutch, but a bit of brake boost and oh yeah, oh. One word: effortless. The Bentayga is heavy, but that surge of power and torque is enough to move the car about. But it doesn't explode. It doesn't, the power and torque doesn't just explode in one big go. It's more of a surge. It's delivered in a timely and elegant manner, is what it is. Oh yes. Oh. Now, as you expect, the ride is also very elegant. It's soft, it's supple, it's comfortable. The soundproofing is great. Now, of course, because this is an SUV, there is a certain bounciness to it, but this is still very much in the comfortable category. Despite the comfort though, this car is still very competent in corners. The steering feedback is actually not bad at all. And while you can feel the weight and the car will understeer if you drive it too hard, you can still have quite a bit of fun with the handling. The car will happily oblige that if you want to go through corners a bit quicker than usual, A tight bend here and oh yeah, that's nice. I think the best way to summarize the way this car goes and this way this car handles is that it's like a big Grand Tourer. It's like a really big and tall Grand Tourer. You've got a powerful engine, the handling is still reasonably good, and it's just a really nice place to be in. You would happily spend hours driving in this car. It really is a lovely car to spend hours driving it. You will happily spend hours inside the car. It's a sort of car you will find a reason to get into, partly because it's so pleasant to drive, but also partly because the interior is such a lovely place to be in. The build quality, the materials, the design of the interior of this car, everything feels like it's a step above the German versions of this car. The seat back details, the wood panel, the quality of the leather, the gear lever design, everything feels a bit more grand, a bit more majestic. Getting into this car feels more like an occasion. Now let me talk you through the interior of this car quickly. So you've got a digital driver display, as you'd expect, a 10.9-inch touchscreen infotainment display that feels suspiciously familiar with Porsche's software, but with a bit more British flair. And then you've got an analog clock. Down here are some quick access buttons, physical buttons and switches for the aircon controls, which is nice. Thank you, Bentley. Wireless charging pad. And then of course the gear lever. You've got your parking brake, couple of cup holders. And then if you open this, there's a couple of USB-C chargers as well. You can connect to Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And then right down here this is the most important one. You have the start engine button and the mode dial. So you have custom, comfort, sport, or Bentley mode. That's the mode that Bentley wants you to use. That's like a blend of sport and comfort. That's what Bentley is all about. Now, it has to be said, while the interior feels special, I do feel like the Continental GT and the Flying Spur has a better interior. I do like the design in that car more. For example, the Continental has a rotating screen, so if you don't want to look at your screen, you can hide it away and it'll show you a couple of dials. That it just feels a bit more special. And also in this car, well, in the Continental and Flying Spur as well, there are a few things that feels a little Audi-ish. I mean, obviously this car is from the VW groups, but there are a few things here that still feels very Audi. Like for example, the indicator stalk that feels like it came straight out of an Audi. The buttons, they also feel very Audi-ish, and of course the pedal shifter as well. Yeah, they look great, but they don't feel. They look better than how they feel, you know. But nevertheless, this is still an excellent interior that feels special, and it feels like an occasion to be in here. Of course, because this is an SUV Bentley, you might want to sit in the back from time to time, so let's check that out. Now this is the standard wheelbase Bentayga. There is an extended wheelbase version and I've been in there, and of course you get a bit more legroom, but if you're like me, around 169 centimeters, this is plenty of space. This is plenty of legroom, plenty of headspace. Even if you're Pierre, you're 184 centimeters, you're gonna be totally fine in this car. Of course, if you really need it, then yeah, the extended wheelbase is available. Now, whether it's the extended wheelbase or the standard wheelbase, you can have 2 or 3 seat configurations with your Bentayga. There is a 22-way airline specification, as Bentley calls it, which basically allows you to recline in your Bentayga, and it's just so much more comfortable, which is really nice. Obviously, this is a very, very nice interior, but I do feel like the Flying Spur, the rear seats on the Flying Spur, is a little more ergonomic. I find it a bit easier to relax in that car. In this car, maybe it's the floor, maybe the seats are too high. It's not as ergonomic for me, at least. But still, this is a lovely place to be in. This is one of the nicest cars I've ever been in, and I would happily spend hours, maybe days even, in this car. Now that we're back here, I guess it's as good a time as any to discuss community. Now, if you buy a car like this, you probably want to engage with a community, meet new people, network with new people, and share your passion for Bentley. Now, there is a Bentley Drivers Club Indonesia, but as far as I'm aware, it's not active at the moment. That being said, if you are the sort of person who has the capital to buy a Bentley Bentayga, you're probably powerful and well connected enough to start your own community or restart the Bentley Drivers Club Indonesia. You can talk to the people at Bentley Jakarta, and I'm sure they will be happy to help you to reignite the community again. Thanks to the powertrain and the interior, we think Bentley has done a great job in differentiating the Bentayga from its siblings. So, how much does all this differentiation cost? Well, you'll have to ask Bentley Jakarta for the details, but let's just say it's around the same range as the 911 GT3 RS. We can't say the exact price because prices for Bentley often fluctuate in Indonesia. Not to mention, Bentley offers an extensive customization program with its Maunder division, so the price will depend heavily on how you spec it. And if you're interested, you can contact Bentley Jakarta for the details. Now, the big question, should you buy one? Should you buy the Bentayga? Well, if you have the capital to buy one of these and you are interested in buying one of these, you've probably already put a down payment by the time this video ends, so whatever I say is gonna be irrelevant and pointless. But my 2 cents is that this is an amazing car. It has so much charisma. The interior is really, really amazing, and it has been an amazing experience driving this car. It's been spectacular, and it justifies the spectacular price. I think this car, the best way to summarize it is that it's worthy of British royalty. So it's been an amazing experience, and I'm gonna experience it some more. Sometimes I love this job. Thank you, speeders. See you on the next one.